A very good morning to all the students of class 5. My name is Prerna and I am your English teacher. And today, from your English book Skyline, we are going to be reading chapter number 1. And this is a poem. Now, before we start reading the chapter, I have a few questions for you. So, let us have a look at these questions. So, here we go. So, here you can see I have a few questions for you. Now, the first question that I have for all of you is that were you scared of trying a new skill? Let's take the example of this boy. What is this boy doing? He is swimming. So, the first time you were trying to learn swimming, were you scared? Or you had doubts that whether I'll be able to learn it or I'll not be able to learn it. I'm sure we all had a lot of doubts. And let's take another example. Let's say when you were trying to learn to ride a bicycle. So just recall that time. We all were so scared, that oh my god, I might fall. Oh my god, I'm going to hurt myself. What if someone comes from behind and what if I get hurt? So I'm sure whenever we were trying to learn a new skill, we were really scared. The next question I have for you is, did you make any efforts to overcome your fears? So whatever new skill you were trying to learn, so knowing the fact that we were fearful about it, did we make any efforts? Because we wanted to learn that skill. So what were the efforts that we made to learn that skill? And finally, did the fear go away? So the fear that you were carrying in your heart or in your mind, did that fear go away? And how well versed are you with that skill now? So going back to the time when you first rode a bicycle, when you first made an effort to learn that bicycle, you were really scared, you made a lot of efforts, you fell several times. So are you now well versed in riding a bicycle? Do you ride it really well? Not in a harsh way, not in a way that you hurt someone, because you're very good at it. So whenever we are trying to learn a new skill, we all have certain doubts, all have certain fears that we hold either in our minds or in our hearts. But there is something that gradually makes us an expert in the skill that we are trying to learn. So through this poem, we are going to we are going to understand that how we can become an expert in a skill that we are trying to learn, how from a beginner level we move to a proficient level. So here we go. So we'll start reading the poem now. So as I told you that this is a poem from your Skyline book. Let's have a look at the name of the poem. So as I told you, this is chapter number 1, which is a poem, and the title of the poem is How the Little Kite Learned to Fly. So looking at the title, we come to know that it is a little kite which is learning how to fly. And this poem is written by poetess Catherine Pyle. So here we go. So in my hand, I'll show you. So I have a little kite in my hand. What is it that I'm holding? I'm holding a little kite. So first, let's read the poem and then we will start understanding it. I can never do it, the little kite said, as he looked at the others high over his head. I know I should fall if I tried to fly. Try, said the big kite, only try, or I fear you will never learn at all. But the little kite said, I'm afraid I will fall. The big kite nodded, Ah, well, goodbye. I am off. As he rose towards the tranquil sky. Then the little kite's paper stirred at the sight, and trembling, he shook himself free for flight. First whirling and frightened, then braver grown. Up, up he rose through the air alone, till the big kite, looking down, could see the little one rising steadily. Then how the little kite thrilled with pride as he sailed with the big kite side by side, while far below he could see the ground and the boys like small spots moving around. They rested high in quiet air, and only the birds and clouds were there. Oh, how happy I am, the little kite cried, and all because I was brave and tried. And as I told you, this is written by poetess Catherine Pye. So now let us start understanding this poem line by line. So there is a little kite in the poem, and then there is a big kite, right? So you can see that I have a big kite in my hand, and then I have a little kite. So now first the little kite is talking. It says, I can never do it, says the little kite, as he looked at others high over his head. I know I should fall if I tried to fly. So what is happening in the first three lines of the poem? There's a little kite which is saying that I can never ever fly. The little kite is saying that I can never ever fly. Why? Because the little kite says that if I try, I will fall. So this little kite is really scared to fall. So this little kite says, I cannot make any effort to fly. So then comes the big kite. Try, said the big kite. Only try. So then came the big kite, and it tells the little kite that you need to at least try, or I fear you never will learn at all. So then the little kite says, the big kite says to the little kite that I want you to at least try. The big kite is telling the little kite that I want you to at least try, because if you do not try at all, you will never learn. What is it that the little kite will never be able to learn if it doesn't try? The art of flying. So the big kite says that you need to at least make an effort, so that because if you don't make an effort right now, then you will never be able to learn the art of flying. But the little kite says, I am afraid and I will fall. So now this little kite is not ready to make any efforts. It is saying, no, if I try to fly, I will fall. So then what happened? The big kite nodded. Ah, well, goodbye. I am off, as he rose in the tranquil sky. So now this big kite, when it saw that this little kite is not making any effort, it said, okay, bye, I am going. I am off means to depart, to leave a particular place. So the big kite said, okay, I am going. You are not willing to fly or make an effort to fly, but I am going, and it rose in the tranquil sky. Tranquil means very calm and very peaceful. Then the little kite's paper stirred at the side. So this little kite, then it started looking at the other kites which were there in the tranquil sky, in the peaceful sky. And trembling, he shook himself free for flight. But suddenly, this little kite realized that I can try and make some efforts. So this little kite, it started making some efforts so that it could fly. So what happened next? When this little kite finally tried to make some effort, what happened next? First whirling and frightened, then braver grown. So first, when this little kite made an effort to fly, first it started whirling, means it was spinning in circles because the air was, or the wind was very strong. So first this little kite was moving in circles very fast, in a very fast manner, and it was very frightened, it was very scared. But gradually this little kite started moving upwards, up, up. He rose through the air alone. So this little kite then started moving up in the sky till the big kite looking down could see the little one rising steadily. So now the big kite, it was looking at the little kite, and finally the little kite started rising up in the sky. Then how the little kite thrilled with pride, means now the little kite, it started becoming happy about its achievement. It was thrilled with pride, means it was absolutely happy and proud of its achievement. And what was the achievement? That now the little kite was also flying like the other kites in the sky, as he sailed with the big kite side by side. So this little kite had reached up to the level where the big kite was flying. So now these kites were flying side by side. While far below he could see the ground. He here refers to the little kite. So this little kite, when it was looking at the ground, and the boys like small spots moving around. So this little kite had gone so up in the air that the boys appeared like little spots. Just like the way you travel in an airplane, you are at such a great height that everything seems so small. They rested high in quiet air. So they refers to the big kite as well as the little kite. So they rested high in quiet air, and only the birds and clouds were there. So along with the kites, who else was there? Who was accompanying the little kite and big kite and the other kites? It were the birds and the clouds. Oh, how happy I am, the little kite cried, and all because I was brave and tried. So now this little kite said that I'm really happy today that I've learned the art of flying. But how did I learn it? Only because I was brave and I tried. So let us have a quick look at the poem once again. Let's do a quick recap of the poem. So here we go. All right. So there is a so we'll study this now. Okay, so there is a little kite which is very scared to fly. So when this little kite is very scared to fly, there comes a big kite which tells the small kite to at least try, because if you do not try, you will never be able to learn the art of flying. The little kite, it makes some effort at first. First it is whirling and it is also frightened. But finally, the little kite rises high above in the sky only because it was brave and it tried. So, what is it that we have learned from this poem of how the little kite learned to fly, written by Catherine Pyle? What we have learned is that whenever we want to learn a new skill, or whenever we feel, oh my god, this is such a big problem, I cannot do it, oh my god, this is too big for me, and if I try and do this, I might fail. So the very thought that we have in our mind that, oh, I should not try it, that very thought is what stops us from growing, from excelling. So always remember that if you want to try a new skill, or if you are ever faced with a challenge, the only way to overcome that challenge, or the only way to become an expert in that skill, is that you need to be brave enough to try, to at least give it a chance, to at least give yourself a chance that I will surely try and learn this skill. I will surely try and overcome this problem, because your efforts, whatever efforts you make, they will always reap results. They will always give you positive results. So keep trying and keep winning. Thank you so much. I hope all of you enjoyed reading this poem, How the Little Kite Learned to Fly. Thank you so much.